Utah, and I attended Southern Utah University. As far as the transition goes from my hometown to Memphis, it was a little bit different. I'm used to a small community of about 7,000 people. Graduated in a class of 120, so I'm used to a small community where basically you know most of the people around. And going to a big city like Memphis was kind of nerve-wracking, especially for my wife. She had never left a 1.5 hour radius from home, and as far as living situation goes. And so it was a little nerve-wracking for her. One of the things that I first looked for when coming to SCO was, is this, first of all, is the school and the city going to be a good fit for my family? Interviewing at the time, I was married. Since coming to school, we've got one child, and I wanted to make sure that that was a good fit for my family. And I felt like when we came to Memphis that it was safe, and we enjoyed the area. We had heard different things about Memphis being unsafe, but I didn't feel that way when we came. I felt like people, as we traveled in the community, were kind to us. When we arrived at our hotel, people were friendly and welcoming, and as well as when we came to the school. The staff and the faculty and the other students were treating us as though we were part of the SCO family. We have found that Memphis has a lot of great suburb areas. Because we chose to live in South Haven, we found that there were actually a lot more students than we had originally thought that lived in the outskirts of Memphis. Many choose to live in Memphis because it's obviously close to SCO. There's a lot available as far as downtown eating. People like to go to different activities, in downtown. The Grizzlies games. People like to do many other different things. There's lots of places to eat. But we decided to live in the outskirts because of the small town atmosphere, and we found that there were many students who lived there as well, and there are many students who decided to live in the Cordova or Germantown area, which is in East Memphis, and it's been really good to have other students that way. One of the nice things was we found 2 or 3 other students that were able to live down there as well in South Haven, and we carpooled the first 2 years of optometry school. After I was accepted for an interview at SCO, I went to this interview, and then I also got invitations to go to 2 other schools, and I did those interviews as well. I wanted it to be an optometry-only school. I didn't want to be combined with podiatry or dentistry or anything like that. I wanted my anatomy and physiology classes to be focused strictly on optometry, so that I knew that I got the best and most up-to-date education. I also wanted my clinical experience to be top-notch. I wanted to make sure that I was seeing as many patients as possible, especially seeing patients that had a diversity of ocular diseases and different systemic diseases as well. So that was really important to me, to know that my education was going to be the most up-to-date and the best that I could get. They wanted to know who I was, and that was really important to me. When I graduated from high school, I served a 2-year mission for my church, and while I was there on my mission in Texas, I met a man who was an optometrist. I didn't really know he was an optometrist at the time, but I really gradually started to really appreciate this man and his example in the community. And then I learned later that he was an optometrist, and at that point it caught my eye that, hey, that would be a really good career. And it just stuck with me, and from that point on, I decided optometry was the way for me. My experience at SCO has been rewarding. I came from a background where I didn't have a lot of exposure to optometry. I didn't really know what optometry was all about and everything that was involved in optometry. So coming to SCO was a big learning experience. I've obviously learned so much more than I ever would have anticipated.